2025 is about to be fucking insane for spiritual entrepreneurs and light workers. And if you're new to this space, this is your first time watching me. My name's Lily Ray. I founded the Metamorphosis community, which is all about unfolding into our radiant selves to also make a logical growth in our businesses as light workers. Like, you are here to build a fucking empire. So you're here for the quantum leaps, the huge growth, the unbelievable results. And so, guys, I'm going to tell you all about like what I'm feeling for 2025. And this isn't just like what I can tell is going down based on my experience in the space. This is like what I'm feeling psychically. And I'm seeing and feeling a lot. Like, I have been really asked to sit still these past few weeks. I got really sick with food poisoning and a crazy cold. And I don't know about you guys, but so many spiritual entrepreneurs are like being absolutely unearthed right now. I feel like we're being gutted from the inside out. Like, if you're familiar with the metamorphosis method, you already know that that is actually our magic, is our alchemization. And so you already know that the valleys are what leads to the illogical growth. The reason that people pop off in this space is because they fucking move no matter what. And they make the crazy illogical moves, which also lead to the crazy illogical like things going on. And so the last few months of 2024, I've seen a lot of people like pop off. At the same time, I've seen a lot of people go through valleys. And if you've been following along, I talked about a period of time that I just went through and have moved through. And I truly believe so many people are being prepared for 2025. Like 2025, 2026, and 2027 are about to be this like insane. Like, there are so many spiritual entrepreneurs and light workers who've come into this space and who've been ignited into this space and initiated. And now it's like time to fly. There's even others entering the space. It's truly magical, and there's like no coincidences here. So in 2024, the Metamorphosis community, my business literally 40x. Like, literally from 1K months to 40K months. That's insane. But I'm also not surprised because I moved that way. The way that I moved was like, no wonder my business moved this way. This is, again, in the Metamorphosis community, we're all about the big actions. We know that investing like comes back tenfold. And if you've been following along, I am constantly making moves, such as this year I invested when I made my first 5K month. I literally invested that money right back and 4X'd it to 20K months. And then 2X'd it again to 40K months. You know, I moved houses on a whim because I could tell that my old place was holding me back. At the same time, I launched an Egypt retreat, paying a 5K deposit with like no promise of anyone signing up. And then we had 3 people sign up. And if you can't tell, I'm getting over this sickness. Of course, it's like coming out right now. I've been feeling good the past hour, and I'm like, all right, time to do this video. But I've been really asked to sit still. This year was such a go year for me. And then suddenly the universe was like, you need to sit the fuck down and like sit in stillness. And I've gotten, guys, the craziest fucking downloads that I can't wait to share with you in this video. So let's get into it. So many people are being prepared right now. If you're already in the metamorphosis space, you know how I talk about these like huge wins. So, you know, for instance, I had a 40K month after having a 1K month in like March. Like, within 6 months, I had a 40K month in September. That's insane. But this is, again, because I've been through these deep gutter moments. And so right now, there's a lot of people going through these like really deep gutter moments, like deepest they've ever gone. And on the back end, I'm going through things like that. I'm like crazy bills, unexpected things. Like, I took my cats to the vet today when I didn't think I'd be doing that for months. And these are the type of things that show that you are being prepared. I'm seeing this like across the board. Like, so many people are like, I've never felt this way, like more triggered than they ever have been in their lives. And now when I see that kind of stuff, I'm like, congrats, this is about to get good. This is about to get good. And so coming into 2025, I'm feeling this like ignition energy. I feel like so many people are being initiated. And what I'm seeing is, now that we have so many light workers in the space, like what I'm seeing is like so many people enter the space and do like general readings. They kind of just like do what works or what seems to be working for other people, but that is not going to work. And it's already not working for a lot of people. I talk to so many people who are like, yeah, I mean, I do this part-time. Girl, no, we are meant to go full fucking in. Like, we're building empires here. And you cannot build an empire by like doing mostly 1 hour sessions or being a generalist. Like, it's just not going to work. And so if you've been on the fence of tapping into your specialist path, like, now is the time. This is going to separate people in the space. If you want to build an empire, you got to focus on what lights you up the most and literally compound on that thing. And that's what's going to amplify your spaces. It's what's going to create transformation deep enough that you can create longer spaces, like 6 months to a year long. This is what's going to build lifelong relationships with your clients. And the thing about this is, when you tap into this, like, this is your soulmate client path. This is what literally, like, I look at this as like a line to your soulmate clients. So if you are more of a generalist, meaning like you're doing general readings, you're like doing general coaching, like, even if that has been working for you for the most part, like, I just don't think it's going to work anymore. To really thrive in this space, you got to get so laser clear on like who your ideal client is and what they need. And like, the more that you can call them out in your wording, the better. So, number one, the specialist path. That is like going to be so big going into 2025. And if you are not capitalizing on this now, like, you're going to get left behind. You have got to get clear on who your soulmate client is, and you won't get left behind because you're going to constantly be finding those people. Kind of number two within this is like, within the specialist path, you immediately create like a ton of authority, and you're also creating your own playing field because you're doing something in a way that no one else is doing it. And that's the point. Like, for instance, there's so many business mentors, but I do not see business mentors talking about soulmate clients the way that I do. Like, I know that I'm the only one offering the transformation that I offer, and then the way that I offer it. So even if I have clients go and work with other mentors, that is not something that's like threatening to me, because I know that like when they need me, I'm here, and I'm going to be the only one that can teach it in the way that I can teach it. And so it kind of takes away this like illusion of competition, let's say, because it is an illusion. We're not here to compete with each other. It's like all within a team. So that being said, creating your own playing field and like differentiating yourself in the space and like getting really laser clear on like your zone of genius and like how to differentiate yourself is going to literally like change the fucking game. This is part of what 40x my business. So there's like a reason I share these things, because it 40x things. That's insane. That's insane. And we're just getting started. 2025 is going to be insane. So something I've been psychically saying in 2024, when I was like getting more clear on my soulmate client path, that's when I started seeing rocket ships. And if you've been following along, like, you know that I'm always talking about rocket ships, and we're forever going to be talking about rocket ships. But guys, now I'm seeing like levitation and floating in space, like anti-gravity. 2025 is going to be insane. So this was the year of like rocket launching and like alchemizing and the rocket ship. And there's always going to be times, I think of it as like when they send those rovers to Mars, and it's like one of the rockets falls off, and then it like keeps floating and pushing it. That's kind of the vibe here. Like, we've got those initial rockets off, so now we're kind of floating for a sec, but then there's gonna be like another. So the rocket ship and the blast off is always going to be a relevant part of this brand. But that being said, lots of floating into 2025. So that being said, a lot of what I'm also seeing is there is just like a lot of tiredness around like freebies and free masterclasses, and people are not, there's a lot less trust online. And so you have to also remember not to take it super personally when you are just trying to do your thing online and you get like nasty comments, things like that. There's a lot of lack of trust. And personally, I have never experienced like weird experiences. But there are, I think, a lot of people who get like decentered in where they're going. And that's the thing about the specialist path is it is really hard to get out of alignment on the specialist path. It's not that it doesn't happen or there's not moments where like the money part gets really exciting. But that being said, it's hard to get out of alignment because the specialist path is basically the light your soul on fire path. So the more that you can get into your specialist path and get into your zone of genius, the more you're going to like keep lighting your soul on fire. The more you light your soul on fire, the more you're going to stay heart-centered, and you are not going to be in a position that people feel that way. I already know if you're at this page, you don't even have to like worry about that. Like, you're here to rewrite these narratives around the distrust in the space. So, but it's worth noting, honestly. And so what I'm seeing working a lot, and what I think is going to be working a lot going into 2025, is low ticket sales. This creates trust like so fucking fast. And it turns people into hot buyers faster. So when people join like a masterclass, they're not a hot buyer. But then if someone joins your $27 class, they're a hot buyer, because there's this transaction and a trust with like putting their card and putting some sort of money towards you. So this is going to create people that are like more hot in your space. In general, if you've been in my services and you're watching this, if you haven't been in them yet and you're on the fence, now's the time. But that being said, you always want to focus on like the buyer's journey process, because if you're not focusing on that, you're probably like letting a lot of people like flop away. So if you don't know about the buyer's journey, it's like there's lead nurturing, selling, and turning in people into from cold to hot buyers. And so that being said, focusing on this is what's going to like really pop things off. In general, when Pluto went into Aquarius, I honestly didn't know what day it was happening. I knew that it was like this year-ish, like towards the end of the year. I just like I woke up with this feeling of like, it's time. Like I just felt this moment of like, it is time for people to fully step into their power. There is no more holding back. Like, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for the doubt and the ego to get in the way. It is time to fucking move. And so if you are someone who doesn't feel like they are actualizing their potential in your business, this is your time to move. Whether it's the metamorphosis community, we have the butterfly effect, take flight. I have one-on-one spots, and I have so much unfolding in early 2025. I literally can't wait. But that being said, it's time for you to actualize your potential. And that's the reason I created this community, is to help you guys actualize your fucking potential in your business. Because this isn't about you. It's not just about making money. It's about serving your people. You are meant to serve the people that you're meant to share and serve. And if you're not serving them, like, and you're not making money in your business, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to shout this from the rooftops. 2025 is going to be a fucking rocket launch year, but if you don't get on now, it's going to get harder and harder to differentiate yourself in the space. If you're feeling called to this space, it's for a reason. There is a market for you no matter what. But the longer you ignore the call to, again, go full fucking in, the more you're just like missing the trajectory of this year. Like, now is the time. So guys, I can't wait to share more videos like this, but I was just feeling really pulled to share this. Wow, 2025 is going to be off the fucking charts, and I cannot wait to see everyone who watched this video like in a year from now and where you are. And I really like, I'm so excited to share this information with you so that you can pop the fuck off. The specialist path is the way. Because when you're a specialist, you're creating longevity, you're like becoming a diamond in the space, and you're also able to get paid more because you're sharing like specialist work. Like, think of like a general practitioner in a hospital versus like a surgeon. There's just so many benefits to this path. And if you're feeling resistance towards it anyway, I used to feel sort of like same sort of resistance. And when I clicked in, I realized it lit me up more. So not only does it like all these benefits of it, it lit me up more. It made my products more magnetic. My groups started selling out. My one-on-ones started selling out. Like, the benefits are endless. So, Metamorphosis community, I love you guys so much. If you made it towards the end, you just got a ton of information that I literally share in my groups, my one-on-ones, and all these things. So I love you so much. If you aren't already plugged into our spaces, I'm going to put a link below to join the Metamorphosis community and so much more. You have so many good things coming for you, but you have to move and you have to claim it. So let's fucking go. 14:44 on the clock as I go to press stop.